This game contains violence, gore, murder, stalking, abuse, manipulation, and major character death. Lord have mercy. This game is intended for a mature audience, 18 plus. Guys, I'm mature, I swear. Your discretion is advised. Okay, today we're playing Fear Me. Now my friend Valkdrive, she recommended me this game, so shout out to her. It's a Jeff the Killer fan game. We're gonna be dating Jeff the Killer. So let's start. We have easy mode. I think I'm gonna go off. You know you have no obligation to talk about him. You can talk about whatever you want. In 7 days, enough time for someone to change, don't you think? He hurt you. There's no doubt about it. The police, the hospital, everyone has their version, but I want yours. That's fine. Silence is an answer. You looked towards the window. Your reflection silhouette was visible in the glass. Even though you couldn't see yourself clearly, your posture and expression were noticeably different from a week ago. What happened a week ago? Day 1. This reminds me of your boyfriend. Oh my god. The start of your shift is like your shift's start button. You have a clear routine. Wake up, work, and sleep. That is so depressing. You have no legacy, no ambitions, no pending matters. You fulfilled your duties as a student and finished school. But you lack the motivation to pursue a dream or a goal beyond where you are now. That's actually one of my fears, Lucky. Having like no goal in life. You feel as if you don't have a starring role in the world because nothing special has happened to you. Yet! You like movies, movies are okay. I love movies. The reason you took the job is because you like it. You can spend hours watching movies and never get bored. The place is colorful enough not to depress you just by being there. If you're lucky, you might run into an interesting character or two. Of course, besides the characters that already exist. Oh, she's cute! Cindy. Catching up on last time. Catching up on lost time? I'm gonna do a high-pitched voice for her. For a moment, I thought you wouldn't come. Cindy, your coworker. Where's our badge? Instinctively, you reach for your neck, and indeed your employee badge wasn't there. It's strange, but I feel like I can't say your name without your badge. How could you forget my name? Cindy shrugged and retreated to the back room with a box full of movies. Somehow, what she said made sense. It was as if you couldn't remember your own name, unless it was written right in front of you. I have dementia! As if names only existed if someone else spoke them aloud. Well, you remember taking it off your things when you arrived, so it was most likely still in the store. Okay, hold up. How do I go to prefs? What is prefs? Okay, I'm gonna remove the music volume. Because I want to add my own music, and I'm scared that what's it called? I might get copyright. So anyways, okay, let's check the back room first. Maybe you dropped it in the back room, but you only found Cindy looking at her phone next to the boxes she'd taken back. Cindy gave you a quick glance, then went back to ignoring you. Wow, Cindy, rude! You followed her example and focused on finding your badge. Nope, it wasn't there. Counter? You checked behind the counter, nothing on the floor. Aisle 2? You leaned down to try and get a better look at the floor, hoping your badge was around somewhere. You moved down the small aisle, determined, past shelves packed with horror and thriller movies. Ooh, I love horror and thriller. Hey! Until you spotted an unmistakable piece of plastic, almost at the end of the aisle. You were reaching for your badge, but a white hand got there first, slowly picking up the plastic piece. Okay, stunner. Oh lord! You looked up and found yourself facing a tall, hooded man with his face covered. Where are your eyebrows at, bro? He looked like a potential criminal, or someone with a bad cold. But you didn't have the energy to worry. You straightened up, standing face to face. The man seemed to ignore you, more interested in your badge in his hand. Okay, let's think of a voice for Jeff the Killer. Yours. His voice, muffled by the fabric, was deep and slightly raspy. You nodded slightly, looking at the man suspiciously. By the way, he cocked his head. Hold it. Now you could finally visualize your name. Your name is... The man looked at the badge in silence. For a moment, he truly thought you might have been wrong after all. But then he offered you the piece of plastic. Alright. So, you took the badge in your hands, giving the guy a look. Thank him, mocked him. Thanks, mister. Don't call me that. I'm not that old. Fine, but I have no way of knowing when I can't see your face. I can't read. I guess you have a point. Besides, from the skin on your hands, I can tell you're not exactly a young fellow. Yeah, I get it. The guy's voice sounded irritated. Part of you said you should be more sweet with customers. You managed to annoy him with your chatter. Could consider it a cheat. This guy gave me bad vibes. Stanley put the badge around your neck while he remained motionless in the spot. You slowly moved towards the counter. The guy stared at you as you moved, which only made your discomfort worse. Ew! You decided to ignore him, shifting attention to one of the monitoring next to you. You could if the hooded guy from before would stop wandering around the store so systematically. He's gonna steal something. You tried your best to ignore him, but it was impossible not to notice him. Maybe he was doing it on purpose. Hey. Oh wait. Hey, yourself. Sound of your name, you looked up at Cindy, who had come around the counter, sat next to you. Did you see that guy? He's been here for a long time. You looked where she was solidly pointing, and of course she was talking about the same guy. Yeah, I saw him. Shrugged. A very logical reaction, right? Maybe he's deciding what to buy. Or he's stealing. He's just a weirdo. We see those every day. This one feels different. You were starting to believe Cindy had watched many movies, but then you remember she didn't like cinema and only worked in that store. When I talked to him, he didn't seem dangerous. You talked to him? Did he say anything weird? Oh no, strange. No, I guess he did, Loki. He asked for my name. Huh? Why? He picked up my badge, I guess to verify it was mine. It was a little weird, I guess. If he makes you uncomfortable, I can ask him to leave. She shook her head, glancing at the guy. You're probably right. Okay, I'll leave you to it. I'll go check the inventory. Sure. You settle into your designated chair, and before you can pretend to look at the receipts, Cindy spoke again. But if he does anything suspicious, let me know, okay? You nodded slightly. Cindy didn't wait for a verbal response. She just went back to her task. We're meeting his gaze, bro. The staring contest. You returned his gaze with the same intensity. You didn't know if you were doing it out of bravery, stubbornness, or simple curiosity. But he didn't blink. And then he made a slight gesture. Almost imperceptible nod of the head. As if he were greeting you. Decided to ignore him, turning your attention back to the monitor to remove the CD from the player. As you put the CD back in its case, you looked at your options. We have fantasy, romance, horror, comedy, musical, and sci-fi. I think I'm out for horror. You enjoyed the scares and the atmosphere that horror movies created. You were about to pick a movie until the sudden sound of someone leaning on the counter in front of you distracted you. Oh lord! We have a close-up of him! Again, the stranger was there, this time in front of you, looking intently at the CD in your hands. What movie are you talking about? He looks emo, bro. Aisha Erotica emo boy, bro. Excuse me? I don't know what movie you're going to put on. Is that a crime? Sarcastic much? No, of course not, but come on, I'm undecided. Maybe you can inspire me. We looked at him in silence for a moment, then sighed with weariness. We have Black Swan, I've never seen this. The Exorcist, I've heard of it, I've never seen it. Scream, I love Scream. Claymores, I've never heard of this. Paranormal Activity, never heard. Pulse, and The Thing. I think I've heard of The Thing. I don't know, and no. And I don't know. We're putting Scream, I love Scream. Oh. Classic slasher. Interesting. Well, did that help you decide? The guy oh lord, he's looking at us! The guy cocked his head. Now you knew for sure that this was his way of showing mockery. A little. What caught my attention most was the genre you chose. You raised an eyebrow. Oh yeah? What about it? Horror. Phone dropped. Interesting choice. It always says something about the person who prefers it. Like what? You're looking to feel something real. Or you want fear to have a face. Something you can, oh my god, something you can understand. Even if it means sting. His words were soft, but they prickled. No, oh my god! His words are soft, but they pricked like needles under your skin. Or maybe I like strong emotions without putting myself at risk, like everyone else. But you're not like everyone else. Oh my god! This sounds like everybody is freaking like, what's it called? Visual novel. You're not like everyone else. You're different. You're not like the other girls. Well, that phrase needs to be removed from the visual novel bingo card. He moved a little closer to the counter. He didn't invade your space, but it was as if he caressed it. Oh, Tatrira, you don't seem to be afraid. Should I be? Hence, you prefer to see horror from the outside, or have it stare back at you? Go with him or ignore him. Going with him. I guess it depends on how pretty the face of horror is. He tilted his head slightly, as if he had said something he didn't quite expect. But he didn't seem surprised either. Wow. Keep in mind that sometimes pretty things bite too. He glanced at the shelves for a second, as if looking for something, but it was obvious he wasn't. Or maybe he liked being bitten. Who knows? He shrugged, as if he downplayed his own words. He extended a finger and drew circles on the counter surface. Stay away! He was pretending to think, ignoring you, but aware of your presence. For your mental sanity's sake, you needed to hurry him up. Be subtle or be direct. Okay, I'm gonna be subtle, because genuinely, in real life, I don't think I'm ever direct with things. Cleared your throat, your hand a clenched fist. Are you going to pick something? You're a bit impatient, huh? Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to. Relax, I'm just playing. You glanced back, looking for Cindy, just to feel some security that you weren't on your own. But unfortunately, you didn't see her anywhere. Then, without you asking, he reached out over the counter. I'm Jeff. I think it's time we formally introduce ourselves, don't you think, Atsu? The gaze dropped to his hand. High-five him or take his hand. I don't want to touch you at all! High-five. That sounds like the Minecraft sound effect. Dying sound effect. Jeff laughed loudly, drawing the attention of the few remaining customers in the store. Why? You couldn't help it, but you also laughed at your own action. Hey, don't exaggerate. They're watching us. Why? Are you embarrassed for them to see you? It's not that. You're bothering the customers. Right. I didn't take you for someone who'd easily get embarrassed. As someone who works in a store, you should convince the customer to buy as much as possible, but something told you Jeff would take his sweet time. You watched him in silence for a few seconds, observing his thoughtful posture. If he was insistent on prolonging the interaction, you were allowed to make him feel uncomfortable too, right? What's up with the bandana? What do you do for work, and are you single? What are these options? Listen, this makes sense, okay? This makes sense. Why are we asking this? I know this is a dating game, but this is way too fast. Are you single? Hey Jeff, are you single? Are you single, Mr. No Eyebrows? Jeff stumbled in place, turning his gaze to you. He remained silent for a few seconds, recovering from the initial surprise, then tilted his head with a teasing touch. But if I'm not? Flirt or shrug? Shrug. Good for you, if that's the case. You asked to ask, not because you were genuinely interested in him. His shoulders slumped, and you thought you heard a sigh from him. Well, did you decide what to get? Jeffrey focuses his attention on you. Wow, it seems like you really want to get rid of me. Answer nicely, answer sarcastically. I see. We're being nice. I don't want him murdering you. Actually, not Loki, Heike! It's not that. If you need help, I'm here to assist. He tilted his head slightly, but this time not with mockery, but rather boredom. His fingers stopped drumming, now still on the counter surface. Right. Customer service protocol. The mockery was still there, but his eyes no longer sparkled with the same intensity. Oh lord. For a second, it almost seemed like he was going to say something more, but he just let out a sweet sigh. Anyway, I don't think I'll be taking anything. Great, all that for nothing. I wish it had been a pleasure to meet you, but I'm not so sure. Okay, I was being nice to you the entire time. Hello? Jeff straightened up from the counter, patting it. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. He didn't hold back and matched his low energy. Jeff waved his hand dismissively and left. Thank God, finally. A guy was getting on their nerves with all the questions and comments. Everything seemed like an invitation to a game, but you didn't have to accept it. Your workday was over. All in all, it was quiet. Night had fallen, but there was no reason to worry, since you lived a few blocks away. Some things were just convenient like that. This week, it was Cindy's turn to close the store. Since you two had almost the same position, you decided that closing duties would be by turns. So you had your things ready to go home. The store sign indicated it was closed, and you sighed, feeling the weight of adult life in a capitalist world lift a little from your shoulders. Guys, I swear I can read, okay? I'm really good at reading. I just don't know why I'm tweaking today. Just a little. It was part of the routine, saying goodbye to Cindy and finally going home. You'd lived on your own since you started working, so you had no extra responsibilities to worry about, which gave you space to focus on your own needs. It wasn't an extraordinary life, but it was functional. You worked during the week, earned enough money for rent and bills, and rested on the weekends. Even though the street was well lit, the atmosphere remained gloomy as you walked towards your apartment. It had always been like this. Nothing to fear, right? It was then that you felt your arm being pulled violently to one side. Maybe you should have been more alert. You were dragged into an alley beside the street. It was slightly darker, but a street light nearby allowed you to distinguish what was in front of you. Since the sudden action disoriented you, you were slow to react. What the oh my god! The sound of a slight blow to the side of your head interrupted you, and you realized the person had cornered you against the brick wall behind you. Is it like a K-drama scene? Of more violent? You glanced at the person's arm, a familiar white sleeve covering an arm reaching from your blind spot. You grew tired of the suspense and finally looked up at the person who had cornered you. You had an idea who it might be. Ah! Oh my god! Next to meet again. Oh my. Okay, Loki, he's gonna uncertainty filled you at the sight of a white scarred face. Jeff had removed his hooded bandana, revealing his face. Actually, Loki, if he put the bandana back right and left his hair like this, he would have looked better, honestly. Skin varied in colors and textures. His nose was sunken. Oh yeah, I forgot he didn't have a nose. His milky blue eyes were deep set in dark circles, and you were certain you hadn't seen him blink once. But what caught your attention most was a scar that ran across his mouth. I thought we were gonna talk about his eyebrows. It didn't look like a clean cut, and the way it distorted his expression sent a shiver down your spine. You assumed his face would have imperfections he'd want to hide to avoid stares from strangers, but considering the bizarre situation, it wasn't surprising. Jeff? Certainly, you were at a disadvantage here, so you tried to think of ways to turn the tables. Wow. Who would have thought, at night, someone alone, gloomy alley, a classic. Jeff chuckled at your sarcasm. You don't drop the act, huh? Oh my god! And he pulled a knife from his hoodie pocket. Now, make sure you give me a good show. His voice was raspy, accelerated, with an anxious tone. He seemed impatient. A show? Fear is exquisite, whispered, almost unnecessarily poetically, leaning towards you, his breath grazing your face. Hey, no offense, but your whole approach feels very cliché. Jeff tilted his head to the side. You would have sworn it was his equivalent of raising an eyebrow. We had eyebrows. Isn't it time for jokes, don't you think? Yeah, well, I really don't know what motivated you to attack me. Thought we were getting along. I pressed on my upper blade against your cheek. Cold metal against your warm skin. You asking what makes you special? Is being special having you drag me into a dark alley? Wow, you must not be very popular. Jeff snorted in annoyance. Ha! Oh my god, that actually scared me. He grabbed your shoulder with the hand that had cornered you, and slammed you against the wall behind you. Oh lord. You felt your head hit the rough texture of the hard surface, making you wince. Apologize or tease him. I'm gonna tease him. I'm not reading that. Jeff released you and stepped back a couple of paces, as if you burned him. Honestly, if I heard that, I would step back too. His expression reflected surprise, and it was a bigger reaction than you expected. Relax, I'm just kidding. That wasn't funny. It was to me. Shut up. This shouldn't be funny. Ah, you should be afraid of me. The Alpha! The Jeff approached again, raising the knife to your neck. Oh lord. Instinctively, you pulled away from the blade, feeling the tip pierce your chin. You're in an alley, at night, with a knife at your throat. So I'll ask you again. Are you afraid? You didn't even ask me once. What do you mean again? Yes or no? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If I were in this situation, I would say yes. So we're going with yes. Jeff hadn't made much of an impression on you. You were aware your situation was dangerous, but it really couldn't matter less to you. Oh my god, am I depressed? But anyways, it seemed fun to see. It seemed fun to see what would happen if you mess with him. But now you decide to play along. You know what? Yes, I'm afraid. Jeff recovered his spirits, sending his wide smile. He lowered the knife, but kept it in his hand. He wasn't threatening you. Maybe he wanted to keep having fun with you. Good, good. That's what I wanted to hear. Typical. Now, what scares you about me? Evidently, Jeff enjoyed seeing fear in his victims. For now, you managed to keep him happy enough to maintain a conversation with you. But maybe he wanted to dig deeper. Perhaps he liked knowing in detail what he provoked in his victims. That's funny. Can you accept the challenge of indulging him? Okay. Face, voice, and he's insane, he's going to kill Okay. Um I don't know. Oh lord, what the hell was that? Okay. Face, voice, he's insane or he's going to kill you. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ding ding, we have a winner. What surprise? Is he gonna murder me? Jeff didn't seem to appreciate your sarcasm, but he took it well. I could think of a few. This is more fun than I thought it would be. Anyway, why are you attacking me? Jeff stared at you in silence for a few seconds. His smile static. It felt like demanding a blink. I think killing you will be fun. Right. You had hoped he was just a simple thief going through an angsty teenage phase and only wanted to scare you. But it turns out he was a madman who genuinely intended to murder you. You hit the jackpot. And I thought I had won your heart. Oh, that takes a lot more than just one day. If this was your boy, actually, you know what? I want you guys to recommend if I should play your boyfriend. Also, other games as well, guys. Recommend it again, please. That seemed like useful information. But for the future, you should focus on surviving now. I know. Let's play a game. Play what? Simple game of tag. No! What happens if I win? I'll let you go. That's what you'd like me to say. He was an idiot. A very dangerous idiot. I had to choose carefully. Alright, no, or I chase you. How about I chase you, sir? Oh my god, he's so ugly. No hate to that like artist. I love the art. I love the art. I'm just saying, Jeff himself is just so ugly, bro. Jeff stumbled over his words, not having expected that response. Jeff straightened up over you, analyzing you in silence. Ah! Okay, hi, welcome back. We're face to face again. His face was strangely expressionless. You assumed because when his mouth mangled as it was, he was condemned to having the same expression permanently. Ah! Suddenly, you felt your neck squeeze tightly, making it harder to breathe. Instinctively, you raised your hands and pulled at Jeff's arm, an impulse from your body to try and fight. Complaint sounded almost childish, despite coming from a threatening man. You tried to respond, anything but your vocal cords were being squeezed too tightly. You managed to hear his murmur before you felt the pressure on your neck release. His hand remained on your neck, but only a pressure enough to immobilize you. You coughed and gasped for air, trying to recover your breath. But then you realized Jeff was again almost on top of you, knife in hand. You felt a pang of pain in your cheek, but it was for an instant. Jeff made a clean cut on the skin of your left cheek. You felt the tickle of a thin line of blood coming and running down your jaw. Why aren't you afraid? Jeff examined you in silence, as if looking at your reaction would give him a satisfying answer. It wasn't as if you didn't really feel anything. You recognized the situation was dangerous. Your body knew it from the strong pounding of your heart. But as it had been from the start, you didn't care. He wanted you to fear him, but since he was threatening your life, and you didn't truly care about dying, consequently, you didn't fear him. Give up or defy him. What do you mean give up? To give up not being scared of him? You lowered your gaze, but not out of fear, rather out of wariness. What would you leave behind if you died? Not much, so you don't care anymore. Sorry, Jeff, but I don't have any fear to give you. Jeff remained silent for a second, until you noticed a smile suddenly widen, slowly leaned towards you, and licked your wounded cheek, wiping away the line of blood. His breath brushed against your skin, warm and damp. The touch of his tongue burned on the wound, making you hiss. You could accept him licking you. He was just being weird. I cannot accept this! But you couldn't shake off what he wanted to tell you without action. Tease him or plead. Plead! Get off of me! Can it? Oh Lord. Okay, wait. Oh, I can go back. Can I choose? Can I choose a different option? Hold up. I can. Okay. Tease him. We're teasing him. Lick me. How romantic. I'm melting. Maybe if you tease him enough, he'll leave you alone. You had to try. Jeff growled. Oh my god. Jeff growled through gritted teeth, slamming you against the brick wall again. You let out a groan of pain from the impact. Why? Don't you fear me? He looks like he's been on crack. I don't know what you want me to say, Jeff. Jeff lowered his head, seemingly disappointed. You glanced around hesitantly, not knowing what to do. But then he straightened up again, his smile so wide his lips were taut. There's nothing I can do if you don't fear death. But I can make you fear me. Oh no, he's back. Is he gonna lick me again? What is he gonna do? He raised the knife again, but not to stab you in a vital spot. Instead, he slowly brought the tip to your face, level with your left eye. So we'll do this. Excellent. You swallowed hard at the distorted vision of the knife tip millimeters from your pupil. I'm going to hunt you. Every time I catch you, I'll hurt you. And every time you avoid me, I'll back off a little. Jeff's eyes trembled, almost white, like two spotlights in the dark. Wait. You lost the first round. Jeff dictated, pushing his hand forward. Ah! The blade dug into the corner of your eye, almost grazing your eyelid. You screamed with all your might until you felt your throat tear. Oh my god. The sound effects are even worse. Blood flowed like a small waterfall, and with your sudden body shake, blood splattered. Jeff laughed, satisfied with reaction, and pushed his blade deeper, burying into the soft flesh of your eyeball. Ah! What does that sound? You choked on your saliva, on the verge of vomiting from the unbearable pain. I'd vomit too! Your hands flailed at Jeff's chest, but you didn't move him an inch. Oh my god, I'm dead! I'm dead again! Jeff violently shook the knife handle, moving deeper into your eye. Shook the knife a little more and pulled, managing to yank out your eyeballs, still connected by veins. What's happening? Is anyone there? Like heavenly bells, you managed to hear the voices of other people coming from nearby, but you no longer had the strength to stand. I'm going to die again. Oh my god, that's my eyeball. That's my eyeball! You collapsed to the ground, your left eye socket bleeding from the raw wound. Your vision was blurry, damaged, there was no way to trust what you saw. You could only focus on what you heard. Remember our game, Zilla. Jeff murmured softly, his voice echoing from behind you. You managed to feel the footsteps of several people heading your way, so you surrendered to exhaustion and pain. Okay, people are around. How come they haven't, freaking arrested Jeff? Hello? Day 2. Okay, this is getting long. So I'm saving this. And that is it. I don't know Spanish. Please. Why are you not in English? Okay, and that was it for part 1. We're gonna have more parts, I promise. It's just that I want to make, what's it called? I want to make more videos of this. I don't want to do this in one video, only for it to be long. And I want to do it in parts, for suspense and stuff. So that will be it for today. Please recommend me games that you want me to do in the future, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!